WFMY Plus app. It's now 9 o'clock, and of course, talking about all of our cold rain that we have across the Piedmont this morning, and even a little bit of freezing rain in parts of the Piedmont as well. Let's start you out looking out across the Piedmont this morning. We even have some low clouds and fog now starting to move in to the Piedmont Triad, but take a look at where the temperatures are, because that really tells the story. We're at 37 right now in Greensboro, 36 in Winston-Salem. We're at 37 in Burlington too. So all of our Triad areas are above freezing now. Anything that's falling is just regular old cold rain. And that's really sort of been the story for most of the Piedmont Triad this morning. We were just above freezing in the overnight hours. And if you were above freezing then, well, you haven't came back down below freezing. You continued to warm things up. So even right now, most of us are sitting in the mid and upper 30s, even closer to 40 if you go a little further to the south and to the east. We actually do have 40 right now over in Raleigh. Now also notice in time as we put this radar time lapse in motion for you how much of the pink shading we had early, how much of it that we have now. It's sort of eroding away as temperatures start to warm up, and it's sort of been the same kind of story all morning long. Like we were telling you, the best chance for some of that freezing rain up in the foothills and over to our north. And that's what's been happening right along the North Carolina-Virginia border and up into the foothills as well. I do want to let you know, I have a couple of pictures coming in now of some light glaze in northern Stokes County from our weather spotter Dwayne Young there. And there even could have been a single car accident, maybe because of an icy bridge along 704 near the Dan River in North Stokes County. That's right along the North Carolina-Virginia border if you're wondering where that is. Here's the story as we continue to go throughout the day. We have a lot more rain to go as we go over the next several hours, at least through lunchtime. But as we continue to warm up, all of that's going to be just cold rain for everybody. Temperatures, again, tell the story. Take a look. We're just at freezing. A couple of folks starting to come above freezing to our north and over the foothills. We're sitting at 32 in Wilkesboro now, 32 in Mount Airy, and 32 in Walnut Cove. Everybody in the Triad to the south is in good shape. It's all above freezing there. So we put this futurecast in motion for you. Notice as we go into the middle of the day, cold rain will linger at least through lunchtime, but our system is a quick mover. So it's going to be out of here by the time we get into the early afternoon. Check the timestamp here. We're at 1:30, heading toward 2 o'clock. All of our rain is starting to taper off and move out. So I really think by mid-afternoon, 3, 4 o'clock, we're going to be done with our rain and even seeing some clouds start to thin out. We'll have a partly cloudy sky as we work our way into the evening. This, by the way, to remind you, has never been a snow event for the Triad. Never was, and we never really thought it would be. However, if you want to see some snow, our folks in the mountains are going to get some tonight and into your Sunday. So this will be great news for the skiers, for the snowboarders, and for the ski slopes. Getting a nice couple of inches of snow possible tonight, and they'll have a couple more opportunities as we go throughout the coming week. Now, same kind of thing. I want to show you the ice map that we originally put out the last couple of days. Adjusted it a little bit this morning to account for a possible light glaze, especially in the northern Triad areas in northern Piedmont. But again, the best chance for that is what we're seeing playing out right now up over the foothills and to the north along the North Carolina-Virginia border. Those folks have had the freezing temperatures the longest, means they have the chance to see the freezing rain the longest as well. So as we work our way through the rest of the morning, temperatures will continue to warm up. It's still going to be cold for everybody, but as we come above freezing, it's cold rain for all of us as we go throughout the middle of the day and through lunchtime. And check our temperatures here. We're in the upper 30s now, and we don't get a lot warmer than that. So that rain is going to be a cold, raw rain for your Saturday. I would be shocked if we make it into the low 40s. I think most of us will stay right around 40 for this afternoon. However, we will dry it out as we go into our Saturday evening, and as we go into Saturday night, temperatures will start to fall back into the mid 30s. Had a lot of questions about some black ice potential tonight, and I don't foresee that being a big widespread issue because we're going to have a lot of time for our roads to dry out. So Triad, just cold rain. Foothills still have a couple of folks getting in on some freezing rain, so that glaze, light glaze on trees, elevated surfaces, maybe railings, steps, sidewalks, and even a couple spots on bridges still going to be possible, then transitioning to a cold rain for everybody by the middle of the day. And again, that's just a low concern for black ice overnight because our rain is shutting off early. Our roads will have an opportunity to dry out. The only thing I would say is that there is some standing water left that's left over overnight. That will likely freeze to a couple black ice spots early for your Sunday morning. So keep that in mind, but I don't expect it to be a widespread issue. Once this system moves away from us, well, we're going to dry it out for a couple days. That's a strong area of low pressure, and behind it we have a strong area of high pressure building in from the south to take control. Those big pressure differences are what create wind, and this system already has wind with it. So we're going to be a bit breezy for our Sunday, even though we'll be drying it out with a mix of clouds and sun for tomorrow. High pressure's in control, brings us some sunshine again for Monday. Once we get into Monday, though, We're watching our next system approaching from the south and west again. This is a very active weather pattern that we're in for the next little while. That's pretty typical of El Nino. We have one system, we're dry for a couple days, then about 2 or 3 days later we have another system that's approaching us, and that's what's going to be happening as we go into the early part of the week. This will start to throw some clouds our way for Monday evening, but as we get into Tuesday, I think that's honestly the system that we need to watch a little bit closer for our area. This one is going to be loaded with rain, a lot of rain too, and some of that quite heavy. I think we're at least on go for possibly 2 inches of rain across the Piedmont. Could even see an opportunity where those rain chances, rain totals, I should say, actually go up as we get into Tuesday. Along with that, we're going to have gusty winds. This system will have 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gust possible for our area. That could trend up or that could trend down, but right now 30 to 40 looks like the best guess right now for us. And I think also with a lot of rain, we're going to have a flooding concern to watch for Tuesday as well, and potentially a strong or severe storm risk for Tuesday evening. And I do want to show you what the Storm Prediction Center has highlighted as areas in a medium risk for severe storms for Tuesday. Now, it doesn't include the Triad specifically, but just to our east. It does include eastern North Carolina down into South Carolina along the beaches, and that could be adjusted to include us. I do think the ingredients are there where we could see potentially a damaging wind gust concern or possibly a low tornado concern for Tuesday as well. So we'll keep you posted on that. And by the way, just want to let you know, if you're keeping track, I know a lot of snow lovers are, Hannah. It's been 707 days since our last measurable snow. This is not the one for us. Tuesday will not be the one for us, but never say never. It's early in winter.
Exactly, and I think a lot of people were super excited because they thought once they hear winter weather, they think winter wonderland, they think snow,
right.
You know, they think all the movies with all the white Christmas, and then I guess just thereafter is going to happen. But no snow for today. There were a lot of school systems and then community colleges as well that canceled classes and activities early morning for today, just out of precaution,
sure.
Mainly just to be safe. Better be safe than sorry, right? So I'm going to reference my notes a little bit and just read off a few of those places to you guys. Stokes County schools, they completely canceled all athletic and extracurricular activities for the entire day. On the other hand, you have Guilford County schools, Rockingham County schools, Alamance Burlington school system. They just canceled those activities for the morning. Again, because as you mentioned, the risk is going to be out of here by afternoon. You also have RCC, Rockingham Community College, ACC, Alamance Community College. RCC opened at 11 a.m. here in just a few hours, and then ACC was opening 2 hours late as well. And then just some places you might go on the weekend, maybe to get your workout on. The YMCA, Haynes Taylor, they're opening at 10 a.m., so here in about 2 hours as well. And then Leon's Beauty School opening 2 hours late too. So just a few places, you know, just out of an abundance of caution there. Also a lot of crews brined the roadways late yesterday afternoon, and then also some this morning. Again, out of precaution, if you're getting up, going outside, maybe going to get some breakfast or wherever you might be going this morning, you'll probably see a faint line of just white on the roadway because whatever's left over from that brine. Sure. So just being safe, really. Yeah, I want
to let you know too, I talked about it earlier just a couple minutes ago, but that one accident I was telling you about in North Stokes County, that's along Highway 704 west near the Dan River. Some EMS crews there and fire crews saying that it's icy around that area. I could foresee, you know, wooded areas. Those folks have been coldest, the longest, down around freezing, so could be some slick spots on bridges. So if you're in that area or planning to travel that area, I would say delay that travel just a little bit this morning to account for that. Got a couple of pictures in of some nice light glaze on a few tree branches, so keep that in mind, especially on the northern tier along the Virginia border this morning.
Yeah, so we're basically more so talking north and west.
Right.
That's the area of most concern. If you're in Greensboro or Guilford County, most likely going to be okay, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. At this point, you know, it's just cold rain, and that's kind of what we have for the rest of the day. And I'd say within the next hour or so, everybody has transitioned to a cold rain, even north and west, as everybody comes above freezing. So cold, messy day, you know, a good day to park it indoors. It's over though by the middle of the afternoon, Hannah. That's the good thing. It's in and out of here. We're drying it out this evening. Again, I don't foresee a lot in the way of black ice problems overnight. Just a couple areas where there's standing water may refreeze early tomorrow morning. Other than that, we should be home free heading into this evening. Tomorrow's dry, Monday's dry. Tuesday's the next thing to watch, wet and windy, potentially for a storm risk. Then we'll dry it out again for Wednesday and Thursday.
So mostly just an extra layer and then maybe some soup or something to do indoors today.
That's right. Stay safe, stay warm, and dry.